Hello everyone. As I had previously posted a video on how to improve your UPSC mains answers via newspaper, I am continuing that series and today I have brought you another article as well as couple of bits which can be useful in mains and prelims. If you guys like such an initiative, I can convert this into a daily initiative where I will be analyzing more news articles and giving you more pointers useful for mains and prelims both. For now, let's start with the article we have in front of us. So, Google has promised a $15 billion investment for a hub in Andhra Pradesh, and this is being touted as a big boost to India's plans in this sector. So, as you must know, artificial intelligence is one of the most favorite topic of UPSC for GS3. So, from this article, what I have done is I have just picked the important and relevant data or any code which can be directly used in our answers. So, this is my objective of doing this is to give you directly the points which can be helpful in mains answer writing so that you don't have to waste your time in chasing newspaper articles. So, let's see what are the important points mentioned in this article. First of all, a Stanford University report said that global corporate investment had touched $250 billion in AI. This is a very relevant data which we can quote in any artificial intelligence or emerging sectors related question. Second, which is another very important point, is that to handle AI processing, we need data centers. And India is trying to become a hub for such data centers. So, for that, we have a very good data given by McKinsey that data centers needed to handle AI processing are expected to require $5.2 trillion in capex by 2030. So, this highlights the importance of capex for our emerging sectors. Now, another relevant quote I could find in this article was that IMF has warned that risk is that lofty profit expectations will ultimately be unmet. That is, in this AI boom, everyone is investing with the hope that a lot of profit can be gained at a later stage. But IMF has warned that such expectations might remain unmet, which could lead to a crash in this boom. So we should be wary of that. Okay, and finally, the headline, which was Google's investment of $15 billion, it has promised to invest it in the next 5 years so that a data center in Andhra Pradesh can be built. So this is another good example which you can use in private companies' investment for our state's development, or you can use in a AI specific question. Okay, and as I had mentioned, India is planning to expand its capabilities and create and become a data center hub. In line with that, India's data center industry crossed the 1 gigawatt mark in 2024. Another data point that we can use. Apart from that, there was another news which was related to the SCO summit. There, a global governance initiative was raised by Mr. Xi Jinping, as you must know, China's supreme leader. So even though it is not going to be asked directly from us, but such things you should create diagrams and keep it stored. So even if you do not quote this directly, what you can do is you can have these principles as basic principles for global governance. So already local governance questions are being asked. If in future a global governance question is asked, you can represent this via a diagram and that will really enrich your answers. So what are the governance principles quoted by Mr. G? First, stay committed to sovereign equality. Okay, all countries, regardless of size, strength, or wealth, shall have their sovereignty and dignity respected. Second, stay committed to international rule of law. Third, commitment to multilateralism. Commitment to people centered approach. That is the fourth point. And commitment to real results. So, this is a very authentic points which you can use whenever you are mentioning something about global governance. Couple of more examples which I picked up across the newspaper articles which can be useful in different types of questions are: first, the lay apex body has led a movement that calls for statehood and inclusion in the sixth schedule. You can use this in any politically polity based questions which asked anything related to sixth schedule or challenges of new states being created. Second example that I have picked is: amid push to promote Delhi as a hub of global events, government onboards Book My Show. So we talk a lot about private sector participation in technology, R&D and D and those sort of stuff. But even our cultural answers or creative economy or tourism industry, we should remember to quote such examples showing the diversity of points. Okay. Now, one prelims bites I have also picked up that green crackers, which have been really in news, they completely exclude barium compounds and have reduced aluminum and sulfur content. So, such news articles you have to be very careful. Very easily, a question could come about green crackers in prelims, where the first option is they completely exclude barium compounds, they completely exclude aluminium, and they reduce sulfur content. So one school of thought says that extreme statements are wrong, and you might make both barium statement and aluminum statement as wrong, but that will lead to a wrong answer. So you have to remember it excludes barium compounds but only reduces aluminum and sulfur. So this is all I have for today, but I am planning to expand it into a full-fledged initiative where I'll be covering at least 3 to 4 news more in depth, 4 5 pointers which can be directly used as an example in mains paper, and 4 5 pointers relevant for prelims paper. So do tell me what do you feel about such an initiative, and accordingly I'll go ahead with such an initiative. Thank you.